At the beginning of the drama, we see our female lead Jisoo. She works in a company. She is very good by nature, and her relationship with her colleagues is also very good. But her boss's nature is very grumpy, whose name is Tae-yoon. Everyone in the office is afraid of him. There is a coffee shop near the office where Jisoo often goes to drink coffee. There, a handsome boy works part-time there, whose name is Jimu. Here, Jisoo orders her coffee, and when Jimu makes coffee, she tells Jimu that you look better without glasses. Hearing this, Jimu's attention is diverted, and the hot coffee falls on his hand. Then Jisoo says sorry to him. "I distracted you by talking to you. That's why your hand got burnt." But Jimu says that it is not her fault. "By the way, if you want, you can have lunch with me." He thinks that Jisoo will refuse him, but Jisoo happily goes to have lunch with him. After that, both of them go for lunch. Here, Jimu says that he did not think that she will know his name. She says that she had read his name on his name tag. Then she asks for his phone while thinking something, and she fits her number in his phone. Seeing this, Jimu is very happy. Seeing him happy, Jisoo is also happy on the success of her plan. Actually, Jisoo has a habit of getting interested in handsome boys, and she dates them. Some time back, she saw Jimu in a coffee shop, and since then, she was interested in him. She had heard from her female friends that Jimu does not talk to any girl easily. Seeing Jimu's cute face, Jisoo decided to make him her boyfriend, and then she started approaching Jimu. Sometimes she used to go in front of him again and looked as if she had met Jimu suddenly. But there was another problem with Jisoo. And that problem was that she also liked her boss, Tae-yoon. Now, she was helpless with her habit, so she starts trying to come in the eyes of her boss. She starts working hard in the office. Slowly, she starts getting the attention of the boss. Seeing her intelligence and cuteness, Tae-yoon starts getting attracted towards her. The next day, while returning from a meeting, she starts working on her plan. She pretends to be innocent in front of Tae-yoon and says that she is very happy with their success in today's meeting. "Can I invite you for coffee?" After thinking a little, he also agrees, but he was completely unaware of Jisoo's plans. A day later, Jisoo is working hard in the office. Just then, Tae-yoon comes and asks her why she hasn't gone home yet. She says that she is busy preparing the file for tomorrow's meeting. She also says that she is sure that they will get tomorrow's project. Then Tae-yoon says that tomorrow, after the meeting, they will go for a drink together. She, lost in her work, says yes. Then she looks at Tae-yoon in surprise. Then he asks her, "Do you not like to drink? Or do you not like me?" Then she says in a hurry that there is no such issue. She will definitely come. After Tae-yoon's leave, Jisoo is very happy because her plan is successful, but now she has another problem which she has to solve. Actually, Jisoo is already dating a boy, and Jisoo has a habit of breaking up with the boy she gets bored with. Now, when she has decided to date Jimu and Tae-yoon, so she calls her current boyfriend to break up with him. She tells her boyfriend that she likes someone else. Hearing this, the boy becomes very emotional. He tries a lot to convince Jisoo, but Jisoo does not agree. Even Jisoo is not affected by his tears. After seeing all this, the boy also gets angry. Then Jisoo tells him that they are just good friends. Now, she shamelessly breaks her relationship with him. The boy scolds Jisoo a lot in anger. He also shouts a lot at Jisoo. Seeing this, Jisoo puts her cheek forward and tells him that if he wants, then he can vent out his anger on her. The boy wants to hit her, but he does not hit her because he liked Jisoo very much. Now, Jisoo is very expert in playing mind games, so even after doing everything, she convinces the other person that all the mistake is his own, and in this way, Jisoo easily breaks up with him. In the next scene, we see Tae-yoon and Jisoo sitting in a bar and drinking. Tae-yoon asks her about tomorrow's plan and asks if he is not ruining her date tomorrow. Then Jisoo says he is doing it. Hearing this, he becomes silent. Then Jisoo laughs and says that tomorrow she has to meet her friend. Then she asks him if he doesn't go on a date. He says that he has not been in a relationship for a long time. Then she asks him about his previous relationship. After being silent for a while, he tells her about his previous relationship. Then Jisoo asks what he liked in his previous girlfriend. He says that her smile was very cute. Jisoo says, "So you like girls with a cute smile." After that, Tae-yoon asks her what kind of boys she likes. Jisoo looks at him and says she likes mature, tall, smart boys, and especially those boys who look good in shirt. Hearing this, he fixes his collar in a very stylish way. After that, he goes to tell her something, but stops. Jisoo keeps asking him again and again that if he doesn't tell her what he is about to tell her, she won't be able to sleep at night. Later, while going back home, Tae-yoon says to Jisoo that her smile is also very cute. I just wanted to tell you this, so now you sleep peacefully at night. The next day, in the middle of the meeting, Jisoo's pen gets spoiled. She asks for a pen from her colleague. The pen that she gives her is very funny looking, and Tae-yoon laughs seeing Jisoo with the pen. Here, the girl named Hye-in is showing the presentation, and she sees him laughing like this, so she keeps looking at him again and again. After the meeting ends, Hye-in asks her colleagues if they saw that the boss is laughing in the middle of the meeting. The boy sitting next to her says, "Hey, you must have misunderstood. The boss must be yawning." The other girl also says that she doesn't think that the boss knows how to laugh. Hye-in says that they probably haven't seen. Then she imitates and says that the boss was laughing like this. Here, Jisoo is sitting and is busy chatting with Jimoo. After some time, they all start doing their work. After the work is over, when Jisoo leaves the office to go home, she sees that Jimoo is waiting for her. Today was his farewell, but he leaves the party in the middle and goes to pick up Jisoo. Then Jisoo comes very close to him and smells him and says that he hasn't even drunk, has he? Jimoo says he had a great desire to meet her, so he came early. Jisoo gets very happy on hearing this. She already likes this kind of attention. Now, we see the scene of Jisoo's school time, where two boys are pampering Jisoo, asking who among them will go to drop her home. Out of those two, one boy is Jisoo's senior, and the other boy is junior. Then Jisoo sees that other boys are also looking at them. Then she stops both the boys from fighting. Both of them stop fighting and ask her to choose one of them. She says, "Do you really want me to choose from both of you?" Both of them say yes to her. Hearing this, she gets up and goes to another boy and says, "Would you like to date me? I like you very much." The boy can't believe his ears that did he hear it right. Seeing this, Jisoo says, "If you don't say yes, then I will choose from one of them." Hearing this, the boy says yes to Jisoo. Then Jisoo lovingly holds his hand and walks away. Actually, Jisoo used to enjoy such situations since her school days. Now, she has a best friend since school time, whose name is Hyun-woo. Now, at present, she tells him all the problems and says, "I am not able to choose between the two boys as to whom I will date. Jimoo is very cute and innocent, and Tae-yoon is mature and macho. I want to choose between the two. I like both of them, and both of them also like me a lot." Hyun-woo says he doesn't know what she enjoys doing all this, but she shows him the photos and says, "Tell me which of the two should I date?" He says, "Both of them are useless to me." She says, "Leave it. I have already decided what I want to do." He says, "Then why were you bothering me? Tell me, whom are you going to date?" Then she says, "This is a secret." Hyun-woo says, "Why do these people like you so much?" Then Jisoo pulls her hair back and shows him both sides of her face and says, "Look, how beautiful I look from both sides." Seeing this, he covers her head with her hoodie's cap and says that her hair is stinking. Then she smells her hair. Seeing this, Hyun-woo says, "You are very dirty." Next day, while eating with Jimoo proposes to Jisoo, and on this day, while going home in the evening, Tae-yoon also proposes to Jisoo, and surprisingly, Jisoo accepts both their proposals. She says yes. Then the next day, we see that Jisoo, along with her team, gives a presentation of their new product to the clients. Everything is going well, but then the project file gets deleted by Yen-woo. The whole team is shocked. But Jisoo has a copy of the file, so she calls Woo Seok and asks for her pen drive. By then, she's already briefing the clients on the product's details. Then, Woo Seok brings the pen drive, and the whole presentation is completed successfully. Then, Jisoo's team breathes a sigh of relief and sits quietly. Here, Tae-yoon is seeing all this silently. After that, Yen-woo apologizes to Jisoo for her mistake. Jisoo says, "This happens. It happened to me too. I didn't double-check everything." Hye-in also supports Jisoo and says, "Sometimes these things happen." Then, Jisoo tells Yen-woo, "You've also worked hard on the project. Without your help, I wouldn't have been able to give the presentation." Hye-in also supports Jisoo's point. Hearing this, she becomes emotional. Then they're talking when Tae-yoon arrives and gets angry at Yen-woo. Jisoo takes the blame on herself, saying, "I'm the leader, so the whole mistake is mine." Then she apologizes to Tae-yoon. Then Tae-yoon tells everyone to go outside. Then he tells Jisoo, "You know how important this project is for us." She says, "I know that, but sometimes we make mistakes even when we don't want to." Then she gets up and hugs him. He says, "We'll sign the contract soon. You did a great job today." She says, "It's all because of your support." Then she hugs him again. And Tae-yoon says, "If someone sees us like this," Jisoo says, "but no one's here right now." Then, hearing someone coming, they separate. In the evening, they're sitting in the car. Tae-yoon says, "Once the contract is signed, we won't get time to meet like this." Jisoo says, "It's only a matter of 2 months." Then Jisoo's phone starts ringing. When Tae-yoon looks at it, she says, "It's a spam call." When she doesn't pick up the phone again, Tae-yoon asks her to pick it up, but she tells him it's not that important. Then when she's about to leave, Tae-yoon stops her. Then they kiss. After a little hesitation, they start kissing again. Tae-yoon tells her that he wants to spend the night with her, but Jisoo turns him down, saying, "We have to go to work tomorrow, and because of this project, I haven't even cleaned my room for the past few days." But then Jisoo promises him next time. So Tae-yoon happily goes to his house. When Jisoo goes home, Jimoo catches her from behind. Jimoo has made dinner for her, but Jisoo gets angry at Jimoo and says, "I told you not to call at this time. If I were in a meeting," Jimoo says, "You're late today, so I was worried about you." Seeing his cute face, she says, "It's okay. Don't do that again." She then eats the food he cooked, which is delicious. She praises his cooking. Afterward, while eating, she explains, "Today my junior made a mistake, and because of that, the team leader scolded me." Hearing this, Jimoo asks angrily, "How could he do such a thing? Call your team leader right now. I'll talk to him about this big thing." She asks, "Are you really going to call?" He says, "Yes, you should call." Seeing that Jisoo is calling, Jimoo tenses up. He says, "I was just joking." Jisoo talks on the phone a little hesitantly. Then Jisoo gives the phone to Jimoo. Jimoo, very hesitant, speaks, but he doesn't know anything. Seeing this, Jisoo starts laughing. Then Jimoo realizes he's been fooled because Jisoo hadn't called anyone. He says, "You gave me a shock." Then, a message comes from Tae-yoon. Jisoo takes her mobile back. When Jimoo asks about the message, she says, "It's a message from one of my friends." After that, Jimoo tells Jisoo that he has a gift for her. When Jisoo asks about the gift, he whispers in her ear, "It's a secret." After that, he kisses her and walks away. After Jimoo leaves, she says he is really so cute. Then at night, Jisoo receives a call from her friend, Ming-ji. She scolds her for having 2 boyfriends. Ming-ji says, "You're not focusing on one guy like you used to." Jisoo replies, "I like both of them very much. I don't want to give up either of them." Ming-ji warns her, "If you don't improve, you'll get into big trouble one day." Jisoo says, "I'm not going to get caught. There's a difference between them. They neither know each other nor work together, so I don't have to worry. If I ever get caught, I'll break up with both of them." The next day, Jisoo leaves for the office. Her day has been going well since morning. She finds her lost earring. Then, just as she reaches the traffic signal, there's a green signal for her. And what's more, she even gets her favorite cooking today. The things that Jisoo used to miss are over. She's happy thinking that today, her lucky day is here. When she reaches the office, she sees that the boss is welcoming a new employee. Seeing the employee's face, Jisoo's face turns pale because the new employee is none other than Jimoo. The cookie falls from her hands and she says to herself, "I'm lost." Tae-hoon introduces Jimoo to her and says that he is the new member of their team, who will join them as a designer. He comes and shakes her hand. Hae-in says, "Come on, I'll show you how the office works." Jisoo says, "I'll teach him how." Saying this, she takes him with her. Then she takes him aside and asks, "What are you doing here?" He says, "I told you yesterday that I have a gift for you." She remembers, "Is that gift you?" Jimoo says, "I sent my resume to many companies, and your company called me." He says, "It seems like even God wants to see us together." Hearing all this, Jisoo's mouth drops open. The poor girl has to force a laugh. Then she forbids him from telling anyone in the company about their relationship. She says that if he tells everyone about their relationship, they will think that he got this job because of her, even though he worked hard for it himself. Poor Jimoo gets emotional and says, "I won't tell anyone about our relationship." Then he tells Jisoo that he hasn't signed a contract with the company yet. Hearing this, Jisoo is delighted. Jisoo tries to scare him, saying, "This project is huge, and this is your first project. You'll be under a lot of pressure. You should try a smaller project." But Jimoo says, "I have complete faith in my work. I'm completely confident. She tries to convince him to change his job again, but Jimwoo is relieved to see the success of working with her. Later, Jimwoo gives a presentation of his work to everyone, and everyone involved in the project praises him. Jisoo also likes his work very much, but Jisoo is preoccupied with her own problems. After the meeting, Jisoo tells Taehoon that these days he is handling the entire office's work himself. His workload is increasing. If this continues, his health will deteriorate. Why wasn't he letting someone else handle this project? Jisoo now starts trying to remove Taehoon from the project so that she'd reduce the chances of getting caught, but Taehoon refuses to leave the project, saying, "I've worked so hard for this project." Now Jisoo fails again in her plan, then remembers that Jimwoo didn't sign his contract. She asks if it would be a good idea to hire a new and inexperienced person for this project. Taehoon says that it doesn't matter if he's new. His work is very good and his style is unique. We needed someone like him for this project. Later, Jisoo becomes upset. She tells everything to Hyun-woo, who tells her, "I told you all along that one day you'll be trapped. So what will you do now?" She says, "I worked so hard to date both of them. I don't want to leave either of them." Hyun-woo tells her that she's too greedy. She says that she even tried to separate them from the project, but they're both very nice. He asks her about her future plans. She says, "I just want to save my life by holding on to two men." He says that she should break up with one of them. Jisoo says that now they both have to work together, so if she breaks up with either of them, it will affect their work. He thinks and says, "So you're right." Then he says, "You don't even need to read comics. Your own life is so exciting. If something new happens, tell me immediately. If something interesting happens to you, I'll give you money in return." Jisoo says, "I don't know why. Just thinking about it scares me. I feel like something will definitely happen soon." The next day, all the people involved in their project go out for drinks, where a colleague asks Jimwoo where he lives. He tells them his address and says that his girlfriend also lives in this area. Hearing this, Jisoo coughs. Then Hyun-woo says that Jisoo also lives in this area. "Have you two met before?" Jisoo says that the area is quite big. Jimwoo, pretending to be unaware, tells Jisoo, "Do you also live in this area?" She replies yes. Then Hyun-woo starts talking about Taehoon. Jisoo says the boss doesn't come to such parties. But then Taehoon also goes there, and seeing him there, Jisoo's face is worth seeing. Now her troubles are going to increase. Taehoon comes and sits next to Jisoo. The scene unfolds. Jisoo is sitting between her two boyfriends. Then Jimwoo starts praising Taehoon. He says, "In the future, I want to be like you." Taehoon thanks him. Now, seeing them becoming friendly, Jisoo interrupts. After that, they start talking. Then Taehoon, from the side of the table, grabs Jisoo's hand. Jisoo panics. The poor girl's fate is worse today because Jimwoo is also holding her hand. Then everyone raises their glasses to cheer, but Jisoo's hands are trapped with her boyfriend's, so how can she cheer? Everyone raises their glasses. When everyone looks at her, she releases both her hands and stands up quickly. Excitedly, she says, "Today, our entire team is having dinner together for the first time, so we can't make it boring." She then asks for drinks for everyone and makes a special drink for all. She behaves like a pro. Then she cheers with everyone. After drinking, everyone praises her drink. Then, seeing the opportunity, she pretends to go to the washroom. Then, going to the side, she breathes a sigh of relief as if she has escaped death. Later, she tells this story to Hyun-woo. Hyun-woo, surprised, asks, "Did they really hold your hands together? How did you get out of there without trouble?" Jisoo says, "That's my talent." Then she replies, "Both of my boyfriends are getting along well." Hyun-woo says that's a good thing. Jisoo says, "You're a complete jerk. Imagine if they both get along well and accidentally tell each other something about me. Then I'll be ruined." Then she asks him for 1,000. When he refuses, Jisoo says, "You said that if I tell you something exciting next time, you'll give me money in return." Hyun-woo says, "You turned out to be very greedy. I thought you'd forgotten." When he checks his wallet, he doesn't have cash, so he asks her to pay online. Next, in the office, Jisoo sees her two boyfriends talking about something related to work. She tries to eavesdrop on their conversation from a distance, but then Hye-in starts praising Jimwoo behind her. She says, "I wish I had a boyfriend like that. But Jimwoo already has a girlfriend. I don't know who she is, but I'm so jealous of her." Hearing this, Jisoo laughs, and then Hye-in says, "I think these two will soon become best friends." But Jisoo says that it's impossible. Hye-in asks why it can't happen. Then Jisoo changes the topic and says, "I don't think they'll become best friends." After this, Jisoo starts thinking again. In a team meeting, they're discussing a product. Everyone gives their opinion on the product. Then Jimmoo says, Jisoo, you also use the same product, right? Hearing this, Taehoon and everyone is surprised. Jisoo looks at Jimmoo. Realizing his mistake, Jimmoo apologizes to Taehoon. Taehoon tells him to pay attention to the way he talks. Seeing all this, Jisoo starts making a dangerous plan in her mind. After the meeting, she asks Taehoon if he didn't get angry at her. He says, I was a little angry. Jisoo says, I saw you trying to control your anger. I know you don't like people breaking rules. Jimmoo and I live in the same area, so we've been home together a couple of times. Maybe that's why he's become overly friendly. Taehoon says you should make a distance from Jimmoo. Jisoo says she tried. Then she starts instigating Taehoon against Jimmoo. She says that Jimmoo doesn't like him. He was saying he's having trouble working with him. Later, she also instigates Jimmoo against Taehoon. She says, that's exactly what he does. He troubles his teammates like this. Take today. You didn't make such a big mistake. Yet he scolded you so much in front of everyone. Jimmoo says, yes, I didn't say anything that bad, and he scolded me. I thought he was nice, but now I feel judged. Taehoon starts thinking too. The next day, in the office, Jisoo sees that Jimmoo and Taehoon have stopped talking to each other. Jisoo is feeling unwell. She coughs. Yeon-woo asks if she's okay. Hye-in says, you've been coughing since yesterday. Jisoo says she's fine. Then Jimmoo comes and asks if she's okay. You've finished your work, so you should go home and rest. Hearing this, Taehoon says, how can you decide when she should go home? Jimmoo says sorry. Then Taehoon asks Jisoo to take leave and go home and rest. Then, on the way home, she calls and asks Hyun-woo to eat chicken together, but he says, I'm at work right now, so I can't come. Then, when Jisoo coughs, he says, are you really sick? Before Jisoo says something, he hangs up, saying, I'm busy right now. Just then, Jimmoo comes running to her. Seeing him, Jisoo asks why he's here. He says, I had to come out of the office anyway, so I came early so I could make something to eat for you. Jisoo is about to say something, but then he puts his hand on her head and checks her temperature. Jisoo has a high fever, so he goes home with her. After coming home, he asks Jisoo to go to the hospital, but she refuses. Seeing Jimmoo worried about her, she gets a checkup with a doctor online in front of him on video call. The doctor prescribes medicine. After that, Jimmoo leaves to prepare food for her so she can rest. Meanwhile, Taehoon messages Jisoo from the office. When he doesn't get a reply, Taehoon leaves to go to Jisoo's house. Meanwhile, Jisoo eats her food, and then Jimmoo gives her the medicine he ordered online. After taking the medicine, seeing Jimmoo taking so much care of her, Jisoo lovingly greets Jimmoo, who is enjoying it. They both seem to be in a good mood. When Jimmoo wants to kiss her, Jisoo says, because of me, you'll also get ill. But he says, no problem. And they both start kissing. Just then, Taehoon messages Jisoo that I'm coming to your place, but Jisoo is so busy kissing that she doesn't see the message. Taehoon arrives at her building. In the room, they are getting intimate. Taehoon comes to the elevator. After getting out of the elevator, he reaches the door of the apartment. Inside, they are kissing and becoming quite open. Just then, the doorbell rings. Jimmoo asks if any guests were coming. Jisoo hesitates and denies, and Jimmoo goes to see who has come. Then Jisoo checks her phone, reads the message, and she gets worried. She goes behind Jimmoo to stop him. But by then, Jimmoo has already reached the door. Seeing Jimmoo standing there silently, she gets scared. Jisoo thinks, I'm in deep trouble today. Jimmoo, looking at her, asks what it is. Who left it there? It contains chicken. Then Jisoo remembers that she had asked Hyun-woo to eat chicken when she came home from the office. She says that he had told her he was busy. Then Jimmoo asks if she had ordered it. She says she had ordered it earlier. Hearing this, Jimmoo takes the packet and goes inside. Now Jisoo is relieved. Now we see that Hyun-woo had come out with the chicken earlier, but when he heard intimate sounds coming from inside, he left the chicken at the door. Then he rang the doorbell and left. Taehoon too had come to the door earlier, but when he remembered that he had forgotten to bring the medicine, he went back to get it. Now he is downstairs. Meanwhile, Jisoo is very happy and eager to eat the chicken. Then she remembers that Taehoon is about to come, so she tells Jimmoo to leave. Hearing this, he is shocked. She says her mom is coming here. Jimmoo says, today is the first time you've talked about your mom. Whenever something comes up with your family elders, you brush it off. Then he says, since your mom is here, I'm thinking I'll meet her today. Look, am I feeling all right? She says, no, you're not feeling well at all. Your shirt has too many buttons and your pants are too dark. Hearing her stupid words, Jimmoo doesn't know what to say. Jisoo starts talking nonsense. She says, my mom is very open-minded. If she finds out I was alone in the room with my boyfriend, Who knows what she'll do? Then she sends Jimmu out. Jimmu says, "It's a good thing she's open-minded. You're sending me away quickly." Now, Jimmu's staying there is increasing Jisoo's nervousness. He asks, "Isn't it like that? You are feeling shy to meet your mom?" She says, "Why should I feel shy to meet you?" to her. Jimmu says, "You always do this. You never introduce me to your friends, nor do you let me post our photos on Instagram or in my status. And even today, you are sending me away. All this means that you are feeling shy to be seen with me." What should she answer to all these points? So she starts acting as if she is ill. He starts getting worried about Jisoo, and Jisoo says, "It's nothing like that. I don't want you to make a big deal out of anything I say." Then she starts sending him home. In the messages, she sees that Taehoon is coming through the elevator, so she tells Jimmu to leave through the stairs. He says, "Why should I go to the stairs?" She says, "You should exercise. Otherwise, you'll get ill like me." Then she forcibly sends him away and quickly goes to her room. When Taehoon comes home, she pretends to be sleepy and says, "I was asleep so I didn't see your messages." But Jisoo is sweating so much while trying to send Jimmu away. Taehoon asks, "Why are you sweating so much?" She pretends and says, "I'm sweating because I have a fever." Hearing this, Taehoon forces her to lie down in bed and tells her to rest. He tells her to take her medicine. Hearing this, Jisoo gets scared because she already took the medicine, but she won't tell him this. She tries to avoid taking the medicine by pretending not to eat, but Taehoon says, "I've seen your utensils, so you should take the medicine quietly now." Then she asks if anyone dies from an overdose of medicine. He says nobody dies, but there are some problems. Jisoo then asks Taehoon to stay there to save her, but when Taehoon insists, she has to take the medicine. Then Taehoon leaves and Jisoo falls asleep. After that, we see Jisoo, who wakes up in the evening and finds the chicken cold. Both her boyfriends are sending her a lot of messages. Here, Jimmu is in a bar, wondering if Jisoo thinks that every bite of his is like that of a child. On the other hand, back at his house, Taehoon remembers that during the day, Jisoo had asked him to stay. He thinks she must have been angry with him for not staying. In the evening, Jisoo is waiting for Hyunwoo. When he arrives, she sees him in his uniform and starts making jokes with his dress. Hyunwoo jokes, "Because of you, I didn't get a chance to change my uniform." She says, "Come on, let me treat you with chicken." Then he grabs her hand and massages it. He says, "You're feeling very stressed these days, and that's why you're feeling unwell." Jisoo says, "Dating two boyfriends takes a lot of energy, so I'm bound to be stressed. This isn't everyone's cup of tea," he says. "But this isn't your style. Doing all this secretly, being afraid of getting caught and lying. You didn't do all this before. In my opinion, you should dare someone and do whatever you want. Only then will you not get into trouble. Otherwise, you're always in trouble these days." Hearing his talk, Jisoo also gets lost in thought. The next day at the office, she's also thinking about it. Then Taehoon comes and asks her about the contract they had to sign with the model. Jisoo is shocked, knowing that the contract was supposed to be signed today, and she's not sure if she'll give him the contract. Then Taehoon tells her to prepare because they have to sign the contract with the client today. Later, Jisoo's team waits for the model, but she hasn't arrived, and her calls aren't being answered. Jisoo is worried. Woo Seok then comes and tells her that the model has blocked all of her social media accounts and has deleted all of her videos from YouTube. The model hasn't sent any messages to Jisoo's team. They realize that the previous account has been blocked. Jisoo apologizes to her team because she was the one dealing with the model. Taehoon comes and asks what has happened. Jisoo tells him everything. He asks, "How will you solve this problem now? Will we be able to sign the deal with the client today?" Jisoo is tense. She apologizes to Taehoon. He says, "You haven't been working well these days. First you got ill, then you forgot about the contract, and now your model is missing. Will you even be able to handle this project?" Jimmu comes in and takes Jisoo's side, saying that all this shouldn't have happened. Taehoon tells him that this isn't the place to make excuses. "You're probably not in a position to argue with me," he says. "You don't understand because you're still young?" Hearing this, Jimmu gets a little angry and says, "I'm not as young as you think, and I have every right to speak on this matter." Seeing her two boyfriends fighting like this, Jisoo becomes extremely stressed. Jisoo calms them down with great difficulty. First, she tells Jimmu to be quiet. Then she apologizes to Taehoon, saying, "I'm trying to find a solution to this problem." Then Jimmu goes to talk to the client. Jisoo then asks her entire team to keep an eye on the model's social media and phone number. They all get lost in work. Then Jisoo explains to Jimu, "You shouldn't have fought in the middle of nowhere like that." Jimu apologizes for his mistake. Then Yenwoo tells them that the model posted a photo on her friend's social media. When Jisoo finds out the location, she goes to the area to find the model. Jimu says, "I've already used to live there, so I'm coming to help you." Before they leave, Taehoon arrives. Jisoo tells him everything. When he sees Jimu going with Jisoo, he also agrees to go with them. Seeing all this, Jisoo is confused as to what's going on. When they are leaving in a car, Taehoon apologizes for his behavior. He says, "I shouldn't have scolded you like that. I said a lot to you in anger." Jisoo replies that sometimes this happens. Then Taehoon repeatedly looks at Jimu in the mirror. Then, placing his hand on Jisoo's shoulder, he says, "Sorry." He's doing all this to show Jimu. Jimu doesn't like it at all. Meanwhile, Jisoo is getting a little carried away between them. Today is going to be a particularly bad day for her. Afterwards, Jisoo goes to a restaurant and asks about the model. But even there, she doesn't hear anything about the model. She comes out and calls Hi In to ask if she received any calls from the model at the office, but even there, she's disappointed. She's so stressed out, she starts having health issues. She even goes to look for the model but comes back empty-handed. Then Jisoo asked Taehoon why he did all that. Jimu was sitting right behind them. Taehoon pretends he didn't pay attention to him. Jisoo says, "You're not the kind of person who makes such mistakes." He says, "I think Jimu likes you. He was mentioning your name in such a familiar way in the meeting, and even today he was trying to protect you. It's your fault too. You should distance yourself from him." He then asks, "Didn't you tell him that you have a boyfriend?" She says, "I tell him." He says, "If he still doesn't understand, then you should tell him clearly that I am your boyfriend." Hearing this, Jisoo's tension increases even more. Then they go to find the model again. Meanwhile, Hyunwoo is messaging Jisoo, but she doesn't reply. When his friend sees this, he angrily asks, "Are you still after your 10-year-old friend? I know you like her." Hyunwoo refuses to talk nonsense. He says, "Do you think standing around her will impress her? Nothing like that happens." Hyunwoo says, "I don't like her. I just enjoy her company. I enjoy hanging out with her." His friend asks, "How long will this continue? After her marriage, will you keep talking to her and meeting her secretly from her husband? Better propose to her quickly or I'll send you to someone else, and I'll introduce you to another girl." Hearing all this, Hyunwoo starts to think about why Jisoo is not replying. Meanwhile, Jisoo is torn between her two boyfriends. Jimu sees that Jisoo is sweating, so he wants to wipe it, but then Taehoon gets angry and holds his hand. Jisoo says, "I'm fine." Then Jimu asks Taehoon, "Why are you acting like this? Your behavior towards Jisoo is a little strange." Taehoon replies, "Maybe you don't understand what's going on here. I want to clarify something for you." Seeing their confrontation, Jisoo silences them. Then Jisoo points to a girl and says, "This is the model named Yusi we want to sign." The two boys go to Yuri and stop her, but she says, "I'm not Yuri." Jisoo tells her, "You recognize me, right?" She stares at her intently, and then she deliberately denies recognizing her. Jisoo grabs her hand and stops her, but Yuri pushes her, knocks her down, and runs away. When the two men come to take care of Jisoo, she sends them after Yuri. In the next scene, they are sitting in a restaurant with Yuri and ask her everything. They find out that Yuri was dating two boys at the same time, and she was dating both of them. She was running away from everyone because she couldn't handle dating them together. Seeing Yuri so careless, Taehoon's mood gets sour. He asks, "Have you ever thought about how much trouble you're causing others?" She says, "I know that, but because of all this, I wasn't focusing on work." He says, "If you made a mistake, you should take responsibility for it." Then Jisoo refuses Taehoon to get angry. Yuri says, "It's all been difficult for me. I'm dedicated to my work, but having two boyfriends has only increased my problems. I thought it would be better to leave it all and run away. I wasn't able to cope with my work either." Jimu is struggling with her problems. Jimu asks, "Did you date two guys together? Did you ever feel like you were getting caught?" She says, "I like them both. I dated both of them together of my own free will. But still, maybe it was all because I always had to hide something." Hearing all this, Jisoo thinks, "This whole story is becoming my own." After Yuri's leave, the three of them sit down for a drink. Taehoon tells them, "You both did a good job today." Then they chat for a bit. Jisoo sees that Hyunwoo is texting and inviting her. She replies, "It's difficult for me to come today." Then Taehoon compliments Jimu's shirt. Jimu tells him, "My girlfriend gifted me this shirt." He asks, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Jimu replies, "Yes." Hearing this, Taehoon relaxes. Hearing their conversation, Jisoo is getting nervous. She tries to relax by pressing her hand. "Look," Taehoon says, My girlfriend will like your shirt too. Jimu asks, do you have a girlfriend? Taehoon says, well, we both have very similar tastes. He says, yes, you're right. The relationship between them is a bit similar. It gets better again. Hearing all this, Jisoo says their tastes must be similar because both of their girls are the same. They both ask together, what do you mean by that? She says, the same thing you heard. You both have the same girlfriend. They both stare in shock. Taehoon says, look, I was just wondering what's going on. Now I understand. Jimu still doesn't get it. Taehoon says, you're really stupid. You were dating us together. Jimu asks, is this true? She says, yes, it's true. I was dating you both. Jimu says, I did so much for you. And yet you did this to me. She says, I like you both very much, and I didn't want to leave any of you. Jimu asks, did you enjoy seeing us like this? You did all this for your fun? She says, it's not like that. He says, then what is it? You had 2 boyfriends in the same company. You fooled us so well. She says, I just thought it through. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it like that. Taehoon asks, so what do you want from us now? She says, I'll do whatever you both want. I started this on my own, but it will end as you both wish. Both of them are very angry, and due to the stress, Jisoo's stomach pain increases. When the pain doesn't subside, she tells them, I have to go home now. I'm having some problems. I can't stay here anymore. I want to rest. You both think about it, and we'll continue this tomorrow. With that, she leaves without waiting for their response. Upon arriving home, she lies down on her stomach. She wonders what she'll do at the office tomorrow, and she falls asleep. The next day, in the office, she sees Jimu and Taehoon, and their behavior seems normal. Yenwoo is having some problems with her work. Jisoo tells her, I made this file last week, so I'll give it to you. Hearing this, she thanks her, and then Hae-in asks her the date for submitting the file. Jisoo tells her that it's next week, so Hae-in says, I'll make the budget file. But Jisoo tells her that she had already created the budget file. Hae-in is happy to hear that because after all the problems yesterday, she thought Jisoo might not be doing well. Jisoo says maybe it's because she slept well yesterday. Hearing this, both Jimu and Taehoon look at her. Then Taehoon asks Jimu something, but Jisoo interrupts and answers. Hearing this, Taehoon scolds him and says, did I ask you that? Jisoo remains silent. Then, during everyone's coffee break, Jisoo tries to talk to Jimu, but he doesn't talk to her directly. Then Jimu gets a message, and Taehoon asks him to meet him. Then they both sit at the bar and talk while drinking. Taehoon says, it seems you didn't sleep all night like me. Jimu replies, everything has changed since yesterday. Taehoon asks him, what do you want to do now? Jimu says, besides breaking up, what do you want to do now? Taehoon, I'm just asking about your feelings. He says, I want her to break up with you and date me. Taehoon asks, why do you like her? Jimu says, she inspires me to improve, and she likes me a lot too. That's a different thing. She likes you too. But now, there's no other way than a breakup. But Taehoon has something else on his mind. On the other hand, Jisoo is drinking with Hyunwoo. She's drinking a little too much today. Seeing her like this, he gets tense. Then she tells him, you're my only true friend. Hyunwoo, you're behaving strangely today. Do you want to say something but you're not saying anything? Tell me what's wrong. She says, I'm in big trouble. He says angrily, I already felt something was wrong, that's why I was feeling weird. What did you do? Are you dating a new guy or did you beat someone? She replies, I told both my boyfriends that I was dating both of them. Hearing this, his mouth drops open. He asks why she did that. She says, I was very tired of all this, so I told them everything. He asks how they reacted. She says, if they had gotten angry and yelled at me, I wouldn't have felt bad. But the way they both looked at me, I had never seen them look at me like that. At that moment, I felt very strange. Maybe I liked them both a little too much. I've never felt this way after breaking up with anyone before. Then she says, I've broken up with other guys too. Did they feel this way as well? Maybe I'm being punished for my own actions. Then she gets a call from Jimu, who asks her to come meet him. Then she gets up and says, I just met Jimu, and come. He asks, am I with you too? She replies, no one takes his friend during a breakup. Make me a breakup drink. I'll be right back. Then Jisoo, slightly inebriated, goes to meet Jimu. Seeing Taehoon there, she wants to leave, but he says, I have something to tell you. Then she quietly listens to their conversation. Jimu says, we've both made a decision together. Jisoo thinks they are about to break up with her, but Taehoon says, we've decided to continue as before. Hearing this, she looks at both of them in surprise. Jimu tells Jisoo, Continue dating us as before. Hearing this, Jisoo becomes emotional. When she doesn't respond, Taehoon says, if we break up with you, it could affect our project. Jimoo also says, I'm not sure, but we can't harm the project because of our personal feelings. Hearing this, Jisoo starts crying, and seeing her cry, both boys tense up. Jisoo tells them, I thought you two would blame me for the breakup. I have done a lot of wrong to both of you, but I really love you both very much. Jimoo says, we have one condition. After the project is over, you'll have to choose one of us. She feels uncomfortable hearing this at first, but then accepts. She apologizes to both of them and thanks them for understanding, then hugs them together. Meanwhile, Hyun-woo is calling Jisoo, but her number is unreachable. Then he remembers what his friend once told her, you can't just be friends with a girl. The next morning, Jisoo wakes up feeling refreshed by yesterday's memories. She comes to the office in a car with Taehoon. She tells Taehoon, you didn't have to come pick me up. He romantically says, now I want to spend more time with you. After a break in the office, Hyun-woo tells Jisoo, you look happy today after such a long time. Jisoo replies, I was worried about something, but now everything is solved. Then he looks at her table. Jimoo has made coffee for her. He has written on a piece of paper, I made this coffee especially for you. After reading it, she sees Jimoo and thanks him. After a moment, she suddenly remembers that she hasn't spoken to Hyun-woo since last night, so she is texting him when Jimoo texts her and asks her to meet him. He needs some important work. When she comes, Jimoo directly kisses her. She asks, is this the urgent matter for which you called me here? He says, I called you to ask you something. Can you tell me what's wrong with me that even you're looking at Taehoon? I'm asking casually. She says, it's not like you're lacking anything. I told you before, I like both of you for who you are. Jimoo looks a little sad, and Jisoo lovingly greets him. After that, in a meeting, Taehoon and Jisoo are scolded by the seniors. But after coming out when Jisoo complains, Taehoon understands her. This project is very important for the company, and all the seniors are extremely serious. Jisoo apologizes, saying he also got tense because of her. He tells her it's okay and hugs her gently. Jisoo is delighted with Taehoon's caring attitude. Taehoon asks her out for dinner. Hearing this, Jisoo remembers she hasn't spoken to Hyun-woo yet, so she tells Taehoon that she's busy today. He asks, do you have a program with Jimoo? She says she has something more urgent. Then she hurries off. Here, Hyun-woo is having lunch with his friend when Jisoo calls him, but he doesn't receive her call. His friend asks if she's his friend from 10 years ago. Hyun-woo asks, why don't you at least keep your work? His friend says, who else is there to care for you besides me? Then he gets a message from Jisoo. I'm on my knees apologizing for yesterday. He asks, what happened yesterday? And you didn't even take the comics I bought for you. Jisoo says, bring the comics to my company in the evening. I'll tell you everything. Later in the evening, Jisoo and the two boys leave the company together. Jimoo complains to Taehoon that, you came with Jisoo in the morning, and now you want to drop her home. This is wrong. He then asks Jisoo, can I come with you and make something tasty for dinner? Putting a hand on Jisoo's shoulder, Taehoon says, she's very busy today, don't bother her. I'm dropping her off. You can come later. Then he removes Jimoo's hand from Jisoo's shoulder, saying, there's no need for that. On the other side, we see Hyun-woo approaching Jisoo. Seeing them talk lovingly, he remembers that Hyun-woo has been doing this since school days. Now we see a scene from their school life. She asks Hyun-woo to go to the comic store, but he doesn't want her boyfriend to come. But when he arrives, she leaves with him. Remembering this, his mood sours. Then, at present, when Jisoo jumps and puts her hand on his shoulder, he pushes her hand away. She says, are you still angry with me? Come, I'll tell you everything over dinner. He hands her the comics and says, I'm not in the mood. Seeing this, she asks, what's wrong? He says, I'll talk later. When he seems calm, she shakes him. Why are you doing this? He says, if I talk now, I might say something I shouldn't. She says, tell me clearly what's wrong. He angrily replies, I'm tired of seeing you like this. You're taking out all your feelings and frustrations on me and acting normal. You're enjoying yourself with your two boyfriends, and I'm worrying about you for no reason. Now Jisoo has no answer to this. He tells her, if you're holding my hand, then what am I to you? Saying this, he leaves. Jisoo stands there thinking. Later at home, Jisoo remembers Hyun-woo's words. She is very worried. Then she gets a call from Taehoon. After a brief conversation, he asks, are you okay? Your voice sounds different. When she stays quiet, Taehoon says, I'll be there right away. As soon as he arrives, Jisoo greets him. Inside, she tells him, stay here today. It's late. Someone might kidnap you. He laughs but stays. Then Jisoo says, I have to tell Jimu all this, otherwise he'll think I cheat on him. Taehoon stops her, saying, he must be asleep. She says, I know he's not asleep at this hour. Hearing this, his face falls. After a while, Jisoo and the two boys sit and decide which movie to watch. Then Taehoon jokingly says to Jimu that your house is so far away, but even you come here. Jimu says, even if my house was in another city, I would have come running. Then they argue lightly about where he should sleep. Taehoon asks, will you stay here today? Taehoon says, wouldn't it be strange for the three of us to sleep together? Jisoo replies, how dirty are you? I'll stay here, he says. Then adds, if you don't want to stay, then you can go. Seeing them fight, Jisoo scolds them. Jimu starts saying that they've become good friends. Then he gestures Taehoon to join him. Taehoon agrees, saying, yes, we've both become great friends now. Instantly, the two become rivals again. Later, the three watch a horror movie. Taehoon isn't scared, but Jisoo and Jimu are terrified. After that, they play a video game, in which Jimu defeats Taehoon and he becomes very happy. Then they sit together and drink, arguing about who loves Jisoo more. After a while, the three of them lie down on the bed, but Jisoo isn't comfortable lying between them, so she moves away. Then she checks her phone. She and Hyunwoo haven't texted each other for a week. One day, Yenwoo makes a mistake at the office. She is worried she'll get scolded, but Taehoon says, mistakes happen. Yenwoo and Hye-in are shocked. Hye-in asks Jisoo, do you know what's going on with Taehoon and Jimu? They're both behaving well these days. Jisoo laughs. I feel like both of them are the same as before. Just then, Jisoo sees on her computer that a new comic is releasing. A little scared, she messages Jisoo. Then she gets a call from Taehoon. He calls her in his cabin, where he has kept a gift for her. She is very happy with the gift and asks him, will you come with me to eat chicken? Then she comes to know that Taehoon doesn't like chicken, but he still agrees. But she says, it's okay, we'll go some other time. Then she thanks Taehoon for the gift and hangs up. Then, when Jisoo goes to get coffee, Jisoo arrives and notices that Jisoo looks tired, so he's about to call the doctor, but she tells him pressing between her fingers helps her relax. So Jimu starts pressing her hands. Seeing this, Jisoo questions him. She asks, do you like comics? He says, I love comics. Hearing this, Jisoo gets excited and takes him to a shop called Promise. They read comics together. She laughs loudly at one comic and shows it to him, but Jisoo doesn't find anything funny in it. Then, seeing the comic in Jimu's hand, she says, this one is famous. But he says, I liked the drawing, but it's boring. Then Jimu tries to romance her, but she says, we came here to read comics. He replies, who wastes time reading here? Jisoo is shocked and goes quiet. Jimu asks if he said something wrong. She says no. Now we see Jisoo happily going to the store with her two boyfriends when she sees a girl calling Hyunwoo. A girl approaches him and talks briefly. Then Hyunwoo looks at Jisoo but ignores her and walks away with the girl. This shocks Jisoo. Jisoo runs after him, but he doesn't stop, and then she wakes up. All this was her dream, but she finds her dream very strange. She calls Hyunwoo. When he doesn't answer, she goes straight to Hyunwoo's house. She rings his doorbell repeatedly, calling his name. After opening the door, Hyunwoo is shocked to see her there. He asks, what are you doing here at this time? Then, for some unknown reason, Jisoo suddenly kisses him, which was very unexpected. Then, in a flashback, we see Jisoo and Hyunwoo's past memories from school. Jisoo says, everyone tells me I'm so bad. I confuse everyone, thinking I like them. Everyone calls me weird. I'm really like this. He says, so what if you're weird? Let them say whatever they want. You are who you are. Even if you're bad, what difference does it make? In the next memory, we see the two of them having fun in a comics shop. In the following memory, Jisoo shows his joining letter to Hyunwoo, and he's sitting here in his back, and he runs happily. The story returns to the present. After kissing him, he asks, what's all this about? Jisoo walks away without saying anything. He goes out and asks, before you leave, Jisoo, please clarify why you kissed me. Jisoo says, I wanted to check if I like you. And I really do. Hearing all this, Hyunwoo says, I've liked you for a long time too. I laughed at myself when I realized I liked you because I know very well what kind of girl you are. Hearing all this, she says, now that we know everything, what should we do? Hyunwoo says, we can't keep on being friends. Jisoo asks, then what do you want? He says, we should date. We both like each other, but I want you to date only me. So you should break up with both your boyfriends. Jisoo says, it's true that I like you, but right now I'm not sure that I only like you. but I like them both too. He says, let it be. I understand you're the way you are. You're not going to change. At this point, he becomes very emotional and leaves. Next, Jisoo is not going to the office. Jimoo texts her, "Are you okay? Why didn't you come to the office?" Just then, he hears his colleague saying, "I spoke to Jisoo. She said she wasn't feeling well." On the other hand, Taehoon calls Jisoo, but she doesn't pick up his calls either. Jimoo comes to him and asks, "Is she not picking up your calls either?" "She's not answering my calls and messages, but Jisoo has answered everyone else's calls." Then they both start thinking together, wondering what has happened that is making Jisoo do this to them. Then, they both decide to go to Jisoo's house. That night, Jisoo sits alone in a bar and drinks. She sees couples sitting around her. Then her ex-boyfriend Min-soo arrives there. He comes and sits beside her and says, "I feel good seeing you in tears. I was so sad all this time because of you." Jisoo apologizes to him. He yells at her, "I don't need your apology. Do you even know what I've been through all this time?" Everyone starts looking at them. Here, Jimoo and Taehoon were outside her house when Taehoon calls Jisoo, but she doesn't pick up. Then, seeing Jimoo sitting like that, he asks, "Will you stay here until she comes?" Jimoo says, "What else can I do? Today, I won't be able to find peace without seeing her." Then Taehoon also sits down with him. Jimoo laughs at him. Then he asks, "Do you ever have such thoughts like, if I don't get her, will I start hurting her? Will I be able to live without her?" Taehoon tells him that it's possible that Jisoo doesn't handle this part of things with both of us. Then he calls Jisoo again. This time, the call is going through, and then there's the sound of a glass breaking. Then the call gets disconnected. Taehoon asks Jimoo if there is a bar nearby. Jimoo says, "Yes, there is a bar where Jisoo keeps wanting to go." Then both of them leave for the bar. Meanwhile, at a bar, Jisoo accidentally picks up Taehoon's call, and then a glass falls and breaks. Min-soo says, "After meeting you, my life has completely been ruined. I'm not able to date any other girl. I'm just suspicious of every girl, that she might cheat on me like you. I'm afraid to get carried away." He says, "Do you think your apology will make a difference to me? I'm doing this so that you too will always feel guilty." He starts shouting again. Just then, Taehoon and Jimoo come there, and Jisoo is shocked to see them. Seeing them, Min-soo asks, "Who are these two? Are they your new victims? Do they know what kind of girl you are?" Jimoo says, "Who are you to say this?" Min-soo says, "I was her victim, with whom she broke up. But who are you guys?" Jimoo says, "I am her boyfriends." Then, looking at Taehoon, Min-soo says, "Now you don't say the same thing that you also her boyfriend." Jimoo says, "Yes, we're both her boyfriends, and this decision is ours." Min-soo laughs and says, "Don't you both have even a little self-respect? Aren't you both ashamed of begging for her love? You're both idiots." Jisoo angrily tells Min-soo, "Stop talking nonsense. Tell me whatever you have to say, but don't talk like this." Jisoo tries to take Taehoon away from there. Then Min-soo says, "See, soon she'll leave you both like me." Hearing this, Taehoon gets angry and punches Min-soo. Seeing this, Jisoo and Jimoo have to stop him. Min-soo stands up and tries to push Taehoon, but due to being too drunk, he falls. Jimoo goes to pick Min-soo up, but he pushes him down, causing Taehoon to punch him again. Just then, Hyun-woo arrives. He is leaving with his friend when he hears Jisoo's voice. He sees Jisoo's two boyfriends being flirtatious with her at the bar. He angrily remarks that she's always getting into trouble. Then he goes and pulls her back, and Hyun-woo and his friend handle the situation. Later, Hyun-woo asks Jisoo why she's always getting into trouble. She says, "I didn't want you to see me like that." He says, "Maybe you've forgotten that I'm in the police. If you didn't meet me there, you would have met me at the police station." He then says, "You should live well with your boyfriend. I can understand their pain." Then they both come out of the police station. Seeing them coming, Hyun-woo leaves. Seeing Hyun-woo, Taehoon remembers that he had seen Hyun-woo in the elevator of Jisoo's building. He then leaves, telling Jisoo that he had a hard time seeing her, so he wouldn't be able to drop her home. After that, Jisoo also calls Jimoo. Jisoo asks him to go home, but Jimoo is standing there. He tells her, "I thought it wouldn't matter to you whether we were in a relationship or not. I started dating you knowing everything. But now the thought of breaking up with you scares me." Saying this, he starts crying. Seeing him like this, Jisoo is also very emotional. She hugs him and says, "Sorry." Later, Jisoo sits at home and thinks what she should do now. She remembers the conversation between her and Min-soo. The next day, after going home, Jisoo's friend sends a video to her. That video is of her incident from last night. The video of yesterday's incident has gone viral. The director is very angry at Jisoo and Taehoon. He tells them that the company is handling yesterday's video, but because of the fact that he hit the boy, Taehoon is being removed from the project, and that Taehoon will have to stay at home until the matter is resolved. He then asks Taehoon to remove the designer Hyunwoo from the company. When Jisoo requests him, he says that the decision was made by the company's seniors. After that, Jisoo apologizes to Taehoon. He says, "You don't need to apologize. It's all my fault." Afterward, she sits in her seat and thinks. Then she comes to the director and requests him to reinstate Taehoon and Jimoo. When the director refuses, she says, "The project isn't complete yet. If we fire them, it will have a huge impact on the project. We're in the final stages of the project." The director says, "If the company's image is affected because of them, who will be responsible?" Hearing this, Jisoo replies, "If this happens, the entire responsibility will be mine." Then the director agrees. Then she calls Hyunwoo and goes to meet him and asks him to break up. He says, "Do you really want to break up with me?" She asks, "Can you continue dating me like this?" He says, "I won't break up with you. I love you so much. Why do you want to break up with me?" Jisoo replies, "Because I don't want to hurt you anymore. If this continues, we'll all be hurt and we'll all feel guilty." When Jimoo starts to leave, she says, "We won't end it like this. The company needs a designer like you." She then meets Taehoon and tells him the same things. Taehoon asks her if there's any other way. She says, "I love both of them. I don't want to see them get hurt." Taehoon brings her a gift. He says, "I have one last gift for you. It's a ring." Looking at it, he's leaving, and she tells Taehoon, "The director has called you back to handle the project as a team leader." After this, his entire team begins working on the project again. Both of them work very hard, and their project is successful. However, they both remain good friends with Jisoo. After the project is over, Jisoo invites Hyunwoo to meet her at school. They chat for a while. Then she returns the comics to him and says, "I've returned it to you and you're my friend, so please give it to me." He says, "We're not friends anymore." Jisoo says, "We've been friends for 10 years. Are you really going to break our friendship?" She says, "I've had a lot of fun being your friend." He says, "I've had a lot of fun too." She says, "My love, I've unknowingly pushed you away too. I'm sorry for that." Then Hyunwoo says, "You're one who lives your own life. You'll get into trouble by dating someone again, and you'll see. There's no one to massage your hands." To which she says, "I will live as I am. I don't want to hurt anyone anymore. But now I will date someone who accepts me for who I am." Then she leaves, only to be stopped by him. He tells her, "So what if you're bad? You always get in trouble. And you've never done anything good. But still, from the first time I met you until now, I've liked you the same." Hearing this, Jisoo is overjoyed. Later, at the office, everyone is very happy when the project is completed. After everyone is relieved, Jisoo tells Taehoon that their ending will be good. Taehoon says, "You're right." Then Jisoo gives him her resignation letter and leaves. Now, a year goes by, and we see that Jisoo lovingly whispers, "I love you," into Hyunwoo's ear. They both enjoy their couple-like time together. They both kiss, and it looks like a perfect relationship. Later, they come together in the park, and we see a boy approaching from a distance. Seeing the boy, Hyunwoo walks away. The boy walks away holding Jisoo's hand. Now, Jisoo and Jimoo accept each other for who they are. Jisoo doesn't change, even in the end. She remains a bad girlfriend, and Jimoo knows Jisoo's nature well, so he doesn't have any problems with it. And this is where the drama ends.